Hello and welcome back to the Battle Room. I'm the Battle Room, and today I'm joined by Raghav. How you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good. Had a chill little dinner, had some pasta, some salad. So, I'm feeling a little Italian. Ready to watch Marco take on Eric.
So today we're gonna watch Eric versus Marco. Obviously, these are two extremely incredible players. We have Eric, who is, obviously all of his accomplishments are right there, but he was very good in 2022. Absolutely went nuts. Obviously, still good in 2025, getting a top eight at an international this year already. So Eric has a pretty good season. Always a very consistent, strong player, and Marco, some would say he's probably the best player in Europe. Like he's so good, always super consistent. Even here, even here, he's in top 16. He has to win this set to get CP because his finishes are so goated.
Dude, he's a three-time international champion. Like it's
I
ridiculous.
think the only
And
one.
and yeah, this season has just been so dominant from his end. Probably the best player this year, other than Wolf, arguably, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a banger matchup, and he's using a different team than before. He's using Maridon now, the Arubega, standard one. Before he's using Terapagos, but then Eric's got the freaky team. He's got his little Lunala thing going with the Calm Mind, and it's really interesting. I feel like we haven't seen anything like this before, like the Lunala shit. And you have to think, dude, Arubega is one of the most common archetypes. Like, surely he's got a plan for this. He built his team with this in mind.
Surely. I do love, like, I don't mind watching Arabega teams because I'm always down to find new techs to beat this stupid fucking team. Because it's everywhere, right? Especially in Europe. Like, this is a European regional. This is their bread and butter. The world champions from Europe, he's showing up with his Arabega Maridon. He's got friends. The Italians love it. You got to be prepared. You can't go
He's
to.
got friends. It's crazy. He's got shooters, dude.
He's got shooters running the team, and like you cannot show up to this tournament without a matchup. That's just absolutely absurd. But obviously, Marco is in top 16, so he is finessing past those presumed bad matchups. So here we have Eric's team. Like we said, it's a weird Lunala team. It's kind of like the turtle team, but instead of the turtle, there's a whole fucking other restricted, which is Lunala. But it functions similarly and does kind of the same thing, setting up calm minds. But the big thing is it's faster.
Yeah, I was gonna say its major benefit is being able to outspeed shit like Urshifu or Chi-Yu maybe too. Like it's definitely a mid Lunala. I was trying to think of other shit, but
Ogre that's a big one.
yeah, depending on like the really like impish ones. So I think that gives it a distinct advantage, and it's not as reliant on Terra as well, right? So
That's true. That's
I
very
think
true.
I think there's a lot of flexibility in this matchup. He's also got Rock Pawn and Rillaboom, which like is always super annoying for Arubega. So I think Eric's really got the tools in this matchup, and I'm kind of curious to see what kind of route Marco's gonna go into this.
Yeah, I mean Marco with the standard Aobaga. Obviously, he has some updated sets. It has changed slightly. Usually, there's now a Mystic Water Shifu that's quite bulky, and the Miraidon is super bulky as well. Usually, but other than that, it's kind of a similar team to the team that won Worlds. Oh, and Focus Energy.
Yeah, focus energy to help with Terapagos and just like Incineroar spam. So even if Eric does bring the Incin, Ogerpon can just focus energy up, and importantly, because of its mold breaker, if you get the speed advantage, you can just one-shot Ogerpon Rock with Ivy Cudgel if it crits, right? So that's a really important change on the team. Then it's just little small things like, Terra Water on the hands, Taunt on the Urshifu as well, maybe EV spread changes, but we've seen this team a million times, and it's really, really fucking good.
It is, and so it's going to be kind of interesting here because, like we mentioned, the Focus Energy is, I would say, a big part is to have a better matchup into Terapagos, but this is kind of a Terapagos team, but without the Terapagos. So we have to see if it can still like function in that way, because I'm sure it's going to be brought, right? It's definitely still a good Pokemon. So I'll be curious to see if it can show up here and be useful into this Lunala team.
Yeah, just thinking about it from both perspectives, I think Eric's gonna have to bring the Lunala, Rillaboom, and Rock Pawn, and then it's like, is it Screamtail or Incin, right?
Yeah.
And then from Marco's end, I do feel like you can bring pretty much any of the six, but I do really like Whimsicott for light screen and encoring that Calm Mind. And like you said, the Ogerpon Fire's gotta come, right?
Yeah, of course. I think it's a question of whether you can find a way to bring in Fergraph if you think that is important. Because otherwise, yeah, I don't think you're going to bring your Iron Hands here. It's not that great into Lunala.
I mean, if it Terra Fairies, right, I'm sure Heavy Slam does a lot.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, maybe not. But here we have the leads, Rillaboom, Ogerpon. I actually really, really like this lead. It's like you get the fake out pressure immediately, and unless Marco brought Farigiraf, this is just free damage.
Yeah, this is a free fake out Ivy Cudgel if you want it. And even then, even if Farigiraf does show up here, we got double grass here. The worst thing you could get is maybe a Draco and Ogerpon, but he's always living that because he's got fucking sturdy. So no matter what Marco does to do, or opts to do here, as long as you fake out, one of these guys is living, guaranteed. Or both of them are living, sorry. Not one of them, both. Which is huge. Like Marco can just play, or Eric can play just so aggressive and just not care, even if the giraffe's here. And it's not here.
It is in fact the Urshifu, there's no fucking giraffe.
This is a safe play from Marco, just trying to hopefully take the Ivy Cudgel onto Urshifu. And he does. So that's as good as you're going to get here. This is kind of a brutal turn one. It's so good, honestly. It's such a good lead from Eric.
Yeah, I feel like he's got all the pressure on right now. Like, even though Marco kind of neutered it as much as possible, I do feel like this turn's really tricky. Like, I do like the pressure he has on Urshifu. Like, you kind of get to make the calls here.
Yeah, because worst case, like, it would be like something like a Draco Aqua Jet could potentially go to Ogerpon. That's the only move I'm seeing that's going to kill here. So
oh, shit, I didn't even think about that.
So yeah, that's like the only potential option. But even then, if you press Woodhammer, you're feeling good, right? I think it's pretty safe to just Woodhammer and probably just double attack. You're going to take your guaranteed KO, or you're going to get free damage with Ogerpon Rock. If you're willing to make that trade. But Eric does not want to make that trade. He's actually just going to switch into Lunala here. His restricted Pokemon of choice in the Moon Ball.
I mean, I don't mind that. You also gotta expect there is oh my god, it is the Jet.
Oh shit, it's the Jet Draco.
This could be huge, dude. He just loses oh, never mind.
He's living 15 HP, he's clutching it up, and now the Woodhammer comes through, but Lunala did take a lot of damage, but it does have leftovers in Grassy Train, which goes so nutty. I think this is a good showcase of what Lunala can do with this healing. Because you can protect here, switch out, potentially bring it in later off of a potential U-turn or parting shot, and then it's going to get half its HP back, and it's going to be healthy again, ready to play.
That's why I love lefties Grassy Train so much. It's always so fun when I get to put it on my team. Because really, it's like, you can soak a couple of hits and just click protect and you're already back up. But I still do like this positioning for Eric. Just because, like, getting rid of the Urshifu is huge, especially for that Rock Pond. You get to Terra here. See, if you were Terrapagos, you wouldn't get to Terra.
He does need to reset the Miraidon, though, which is huge here. This is big. So now Miraidon's switching out, which means that if Lunala opts to attack, it does get free damage off. And we're going to see this Terra Fire from Eric just playing it so fucking safe. Like, this is a free, like, I'm just not going to take damage. And you're right, this is one of the best parts about the Lunala, is you do get to actually use your mechanic. Unlike Terrapagos, who's just a fucking Terra hog.
Dude, he is a little bit of a hog.
He is,
sure
dude.
What anyone did.
He
eats all the fucking mac and cheese at Thanksgiving.
Or shrimp at Christmas.
Wait, we just saw Lunala go before that Ogerpon. This is huge.
That's big. That's big. So now he does have Tailwind. He's ready to set it up. But I don't know if he's got enough damage here to get this off. Okay, Whimsicott lives. That's big. If it didn't live, this would have been so cooked. So toasted.
No, it is huge, though, the focus energy is up. Because no matter what now, the Tailwind Cudgel, you're going to get hit with a stick, dude. Like, she's slamming that shit right now.
And I feel like this is a really safe target on Ogerpon. Like you said, the whole point of the set is you focus energy up and you smack this guy, crit him through sturdy. He's fucking out of here. So then, Lunala's not boosted or anything. So worst case Tailwind, you kill the Ogerpon. Maybe you can make the 2v3 comeback with a full HP, focused energy up Ogerpon and a Miraidon. But I don't know. It's looking a little grim still.
My worry is that you really can't. I don't know. I mean, I guess they're healthy.
You can always fake him out.
Doesn't protect here, so it just takes the Cudgel and saying like, "Oh my god, again, dude."
He's clutching it.
How is Pokemon EV'd?
Okay, so he must have some bulk because that is pretty sad. That was a sad hit. And at
How's
that point,
even possible, dude?
It must have some bulk. I think I did see 159 HP, which means I think he has investment because I think it's like 155 is if you have no investment. Don't quote me.
Yeah, it's like 20 HP, 28 HP, something like that.
And I'm thinking he's got defense. Yeah.
Dude, it's got to be the Bulldog Ogerpon. Not even Impish. It's probably minus attack, dude. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, now the game's just curtains. Like, it just lives. So, like, the only opportunity he had to claw back was just, like, absorbed by Eric's EV spreads. Which I think, one thing to say about Eric's team is I think it's got some sneaky fucking EV spreads, right? The Lunala being as fast as it is. I mean, I'm sure at this point in the tournament, maybe it's been talked about. But going into the tournament, you wouldn't expect this thing to be so speedy. And I wouldn't expect this Ogrepon to have bulk either.
No, definitely. I think a lot of Ogrepons are running bulkier though to live the Mystic Water Surging. Dude, what are you looking for? Are you looking for the EV spreads?
I was, dude. I was trying to figure it out, man. I was just nuts. Now he just gets to, what is this, a free follow me Moonblast?
He doesn't have to do anything. He just fucking, put his fingers in his mouth, drool all over the fucking controller. He wins.
I think the main plan here is just to try to hopefully get a KO without him seeing the last guy, or get the KO
Dude,
without
my
showing
bad. That was a little intense. No, dude, he got the read right for no reason.
No
too.
reason read, just actually demoralizing Marco here in this game one.
But he got a lot of good information out too. Like finding out that the Lunala outspeeds everything except Wims and Maridon is
That's huge.
super important. It makes like Marco like he has to get his speed control up, otherwise there's no way to deal with that thing.
Yeah, yeah, and like you said, the outspeeding the Ogrepon is the big one, so that you can't just set up focus energies and outspeed the entire team. You do need Tailwind, which makes the Giraffe even less appealing. Which I think, I'm not saying it would have won the game. It would have just been some momentum on that turn one. But it's like, dude, can you bring it? Do you want to bring it? I'm thinking you can't. I think Marco has to commit to those four. Unfortunately, he is kind of like, this is a rigid matchup.
Yeah, because even if you bring the Frigoraph, you're just not threatening enough into the Rock Pawn, I feel.
Yeah.
Just like the Rilla Rock Pawn lead really does neuter a lot of options. I feel like maybe it's like Wims Ursh and like try and get Urshifu next to Ogrepon Rock kind of safely. Not Ogrepon Rock, sorry. Ogrepon Fire. You need to have that board up, but also just not get one shot by the Ogrepon Rock. Like that's the tricky part for Marco, is really positioning those two next to each other, I feel.
Yeah, because Ogrepon Rock is just so sick in this matchup. It obviously trades incredibly well into the Pokemon because of its sturdy, but it also is just like has so much utility to let obviously Lunala potentially dodge a hit that it needs to take, or just to just
Encore, getting
Encore.
rid of Encore.
Yeah, getting rid of Encore, getting rid of a potential knockout on Lunala, because the spread moves are lacking here. It's just really Maridon, so it does feel pretty good.
So living that cudgel is fucking insane. It flips the matchup completely. Like that fucking that tech you have on your team for this kind of matchup is not worth it anymore. You have to make sure you kill.
Yeah, you do, and so like he now needs to effectively just chip this guy down anyways to break the calc. So now we're gonna see.
30.
Yep, we're gonna see Whimsicott and Maridon once again into the same lead from Eric, which I do kind of think you do have to make the same play if you're Marco. I don't think you have much of a choice, and I think Eric's lead works so well, so you might as well just do it again.
Yeah, maybe Marco's got to have a better plan right now, but his margins are pretty slim. Do you think he brought the Frigoraph, dude? Do you think he did it this time, though? He's trying to be a little cheeky.
I really think I gotta say no. I just don't know if you can actually bring the Frigoraph here, just because it's like just so much negative momentum with Whimsicott and Frigoraph. Like it just seems like you need Maridon to do more than it can possibly do.
Well, it does look like Eric is playing around it. I kind of like this from his end because he, again, is in the driver's seat. So if he plays a little defensive, I feel like he gets to do that because Marco's scared right now of the fake out. I like being like, okay, if Frigoraph could come in, let me just spike a U-turn. And he Draco'd the Ogrepon slot.
Okay, it's gotta be a Moonblast. It's gotta be a Moonblast. Yeah, he does not give a fuck. That's so huge.
Damn.
That's
Marco
so huge.
putting his foot on the gas. This is fucking terrible for him.
I just like the play from Eric too because like you figure if they both stay in, what are they gonna do? Probably try to break the sash for sure. They're not gonna like throw a Draco into Rillaboom, right? Like what's the worst that can happen to Rillaboom? Like a Draco Moonblast, and he's still gonna live that. So even if he were to make a sick read, it's just such a safe, calculated play. And then obviously he goes for the really aggressive, crazy play, and Ogrepon just absorbs all of the pressure that Marco had.
No, that's actually such a good turn. The only thing is, I kind of like that Marco can just do it again.
He could, yeah. I mean, nothing wants to take it. So you might as well just throw it in there, blow your Terra Fairy, and then obviously Eric is forced to kind of Terra Fairy here just in case. Just in case. I don't think he needs to, but you don't want to take that risk. You don't mind committing it early.
Honestly, I don't even think you need to Terra Fairy your Lunala here, but he is doing it. You get the base power boost.
Yeah.
I don't mind it at all. Um, I feel like it's not really that much of a defensive Terra, but obviously you neutralize the fucking Draco.
So is this gonna be Eric's Terra, or are we just gonna stay in with Mardon and not build a Terra? We are. We're just gonna stay as Dragon type. That's crazy. Okay.
Did Marco just change his thing from not specs, his fucking Volt Switch, or is he fucking taking the Moonblast right now?
He is taking the fucking Moonblast. Oh, but he is setting up the screen. Okay, okay. I think that's valid.
Okay, so he's not that stupid.
Yeah, it's valid. You're trading some of your. Wow, holy shit! Instant actually took a ton of damage. Maridon fucks.
I was surprised it lived. I feel like it totally depends on your spread.
Yeah, probably. But Maridon does live the turn here, and it is safely out of Grassy Glide range. That's the big one. Like, not being able to be sniped is big.
But it's in such a bad spot here. I really liked switching to Moongeist there from Eric. It's just free damage into that slot. Like, because if it stays in, it's doing nothing to the Rillaboom switch. And if it switches out, that's free chip. Anything is valuable in this matchup. Getting a Mon advantage is huge for, maintaining terrain control, momentum. I feel like Marco has zero pressure on the board.
Yeah, this is just an insane momentum vacuum here for Marco. He just has to switch out. He's at -2. And Eric gets this free cycle on his other fake out guy. Because again, you probably don't want to lose Ensign ideally. So you just make the super safe play of switching out. And worst case, you switch out again. So it doesn't even matter.
No, I like switching out Instant a lot. Like, again, I said you really don't want to have a Mon deficit just because it makes it so much harder to like maintain terrain control. And at this point, that's pretty reasonable and valuable chip. I feel like Eric's just getting damage and Marco's just switching.
Yeah,
like, he's not doing anything.
His Shadow Shield is not broken, and he's just free hitting with Lunala. It switched in on turn 2, and it's just like gonna continue to attack here. And this is such a safe turn too. Like, pressing Fake Out and Moonblast Moongeist Beam feels so good because you know you're switching to Ensign. And he doesn't even opt to protect. No, he's like, nah, you're not gonna do it.
See, I know he got the Encore off, but this is actually meaningless because Rillaboom doesn't want to stay in anyway. He doesn't want to take the cudgel. There's no way Eric ever risks it this next turn. He's just gonna switch it back out.
And Ensign is such a beautiful switch here, right? Like, it just eats the turn so well. And again, there's no focus energy already set up. So, like, Lunala is just still chilling here. Even if it mold breaks through Shadow Shield, it's about to go to -1. Eric does not care.
Both locked in pretty fast. I don't love the instant switch in, because I do think it's going to die to the Moonblast. But if you trade Mons, it should be fine.
Even if like, okay, it's definitely dying, but I'm saying I think switching an Ensign, you want to lose, oh shit, you could have left the Rillaboom in, wow.
I mean, it's just going to click Fake Out, but yeah. That would have technically been a slightly better turn. But I think this is okay, because that slot can't switch. It could switch into the unrevealed Pokemon. Don't think it's Farigiraf, so it's either a Shifu or Hands. And,
yeah.
I guess Hands could be scary.
That was as good of a turn as Marco was going to get there. He got a free KO and called the Moongeist target, right? But now Ogerpon comes back in. You're threatening a KO here onto Ogerpon with Ivy Cudgel. Something has to take this Ivy Cudgel Moonblast if you opt for that. Or Moongeist, either one. It's pretty safe play, I feel like, to double the Ogerpon now. You could split attacks, I guess. Or you could double Wimps. There's a lot of options Eric can do here. Because, again, Ogerpon isn't threatened by the other Ogerpon. Because of Sturdy and because of no focus energy.
Do you feel like you want to split attacks just to make sure you don't let Marco back into this game by getting a free switch into, like, Maridon or some shit like that? Like, there's no harm in splitting your attacks, I think.
So he's going to go Moonblast, Ogerpon, and Ivy Cudgel. I think that play's kind of safe. Because it does cover for their Shifu switch specifically. He didn't want to let her Shifu come in. Because I have to imagine at this point it is her Shifu. Because I think if it was Farigiraf, we'd have saw it come in. That's not even a 2-hit. This guy's eaten.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a lot of bulk on that Ogerpon Rock.
Ogerpon Rock is so good.
Dude, it's so good. Especially just because this team is everywhere. And it instantly gives you a lot of tools into the Ogerpon Fire. Ogerpon Fire is one of the most frustrating Pokemon. Because every time it's just innovated to a new spread. And it's like, it's exactly what it needs to be to beat me.
It really has been like one of the best Pokemon the entire like since its release from that goddamn cave where it hides. It's just been like the best guy in the game. Okay, also again,
Dude, she knows how to use the stick, dude.
The stick goes hard. Whether it's a rocky stick, a watery stick, or a fiery stick, it's all a good stick.
Regardless, one could say it is an Ivy cudgel. There is fucking Ivy on it.
It's true. This turn's really, I think, pretty easy for the most part, unless Lunala dies to a Moonblast Surging Strikes. That's probably the biggest fear of Eric, if he makes like a hard switch with this Ogerpon. But even then, I don't know. I mean, this Lunala does seem really fast, so I don't know if it has a ton of bulk.
I think it definitely dies. My worry is it takes too much damage because the light screen did end. I don't know if you caught that. So
I didn't.
yeah, I feel like this is actually like a big turn. If he gets the Lunala, it could be enough.
It depends who he targets here. Is he going to Terra Water? We are going to see that Terra Water or Terra Dark from Whimsicott.
No, it's definitely Terra Water. Don't be silly, Billy.
Okay, so now you Terra, and what? Do you double the You have to get this turn right. But if you stay
You
in
have
and
to double the Lunala or you lose, I think.
yeah, and he's gonna go for light.
That's the light screen.
Oh, so he's definitely killing the Ogerpon, thinking Ogerpon was gonna stay in. It does not, and does it go into it? It does, and Rillaboom's gonna eat the fuck out of this. Delicious.
Wait, is there Shifu faster than the Lunala?
Tailwind.
Oh, okay. I'm silly. I'm silly for that.
Yeah. But now it is a 2-hit, I guess, with Surging Strikes, which is pretty nuts. But I don't know what you can do here because now Glide's gonna threaten you. I'm not sure what you can really do to stop. Yeah, now that's in Glide range. If you switch to Miraidon, it doesn't feel great because Lunala is still just free hitting. This Pokemon has just not been focused at all. Marco really wants to
and
kill
the
all
problem
the
is
friends.
Miraidon is too low. Like
Yeah.
losing a Pokemon here means you lose immediately. You lose the Terrain War. You lose your restricted. And you're not killing that Lunala because it has this shield up, dude. Its shadow is protecting it.
It feels like there's nothing he can do here. He's gonna go for Detect. Okay. I respect it.
Encore, or are you just trying to get it into Surging Strikes range, probably?
Yeah, and Eric doesn't need to press Fake Out ever. He always presses Glide there. And he's gonna go for Moonblast and Rillaboom to keep its health down. Okay.
Yeah. So even if Marco hypothetically targeted the Lunala there, I think it doesn't do enough to break its Shadow Shield after the lefties in grassy terrain. So I think that just like it didn't matter.
Is your play here? You have to switch a Miraidon for Marco, and then just Surging Strikes kill Rilla, and hope that you can somehow win against the Ogerpon Lunala with this Urshifu. And
I think that might be the play. Yeah.
I think
it might work even actually.
Yeah, I feel like it is kind of a weird turn because Eric could switch out Rillaboom to try and preserve, or he's just gonna call that he's not switching.
No, I think he has to switch into Miraidon, take the hit, make it a 2v2, kill the Rock Pawn, and hope that you're healthy enough to 1v1. Oh, he didn't even switch.
Yeah, he's dead. Okay, so that is a dead Urshifu. Now does Lunala pick
Marco's
up the
looking at the
whips?
crowd. He looks really sad.
He said, dude, why didn't he fucking switch? I thought he was switching out his Rilla there.
Dude, the fucking what's the word? The telekinetic powers weren't there today.
I wonder if he was trying to play around that. Whimsicott lives, but at what cost?
I just feel like Eric had the advantage the whole time, so he could just make the safe defensive play, and Marco was too busy trying to get a huge read just to get back into the game.
Yeah, because now the Shadow Shield has returned, so now it is gonna be able to eat up whatever Miraidon throws at it. So this is a free U-turn plus Moonblast. You can kind of U-turn the Whims, Moonblast the Miraidon, and you should just take the game because I think it's impossible here for them to kill Lunala in time.
Very informative analysis, Mr. Room. I would say it's pretty fucking over.
I do think this is a good showcase of why Lunala can be like, you know, it's a good Pokemon. It almost like it almost won this regional. It won a regional prior. Shadow Shield is good, and turns out when the Pokemon can change its type to not be so dogshit, it can be pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's actually sick that like right at the end of the format, in a format that we thought was already solved, like we thought this Miraidon team was like broken. We see Lunala making a surgence out of nowhere. Like it wasn't used before. It wasn't considered good.
Yeah, I mean the usage stats were even nuts. Like Lunala was on the list. I think there was no like Zom or something. Like one of the best Pokemon.
It's so crazy to me.
Like in day 2, there was like it wasn't even the top 10 restricted. It was wild. There was more Eternities.
It actually did more than I thought.
He did kind of take a beating there. Eric relieved going on to top 8 after this set. And then now it's just double KO. Clean as fuck. A good set from
That was a
Eric.
really good showcase of how to come to a tournament prepared, ready to beat the most common team, having a plan, building your team to fucking counter that shit. Just a masterclass on Eric's end on like what you should be doing to prepare for regionals.
Yeah, he looked great, and this is the kind of what Eric's known for. He picks the team, he masters his said team, and usually it's really good into the meta. He likes to make the bold call. I've seen his tweets before where he's like, yeah, dude, I'm either gonna go 0-5 here or I'm gonna win the whole thing, and that's kind of like how he is as a player. I feel like he always tries to make the big reads with what team he's bringing to the tournament.
And you know what? It works out for him more than it doesn't.
It's true. Eric is a very successful player. But thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah, thank you. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for joining me, Rob.
We're trying to get to 5 million now. You guys have been supporting us so hard. We're new milestones every day.
5
million
million
subscribers.
We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.